Hey guys, welcome back to the JPM Performance channel. It is once again time for our shop tour. We only have 2 more shop tours left to go in 2022. So coming up on Christmas, here we are, December 22nd. So Christmas Eve and Christmas Day this weekend. And first of all, I want to wish all of you Merry Christmas, and obviously next week we will be doing our last shop tour of the year, and then it'll be New Year's, and then we're into January, which is my favorite time because we can get all the holiday season over and start a new year. So all right, shop tour time. Let's get right into it. So if you're like me, you probably cruise around on Facebook and you look at different ideas and you probably buy things that you shouldn't buy. But I actually saw this the other day and I got to thinking to myself, I need one of these. So what it is it's just a hot plate, and you can plug it right in. And for years and years, I used a heat gun to warm up ring gears, because when you warm up a ring gear for your differential, I'm sure this is actually on the differential rebuild video. If you haven't seen that, check it out. This will warm up the ring gear much more evenly. And I did a test on it earlier this week and it works phenomenal. So little hot plate, kind of a cool thing. Willwood brake kit. I ended up getting a couple of these in. As some of you guys know, these aren't the easiest thing to get to. This one is being shipped out next week to the customer. I've got one more complete brake kit. Lewis, I'm talking to you if you're watching. I know we talked about this a few weeks ago. I've got one to go. Yours is sitting right here underneath the bench. So another differential came in that needs to come apart, and I've got a whole slew of NC differentials to get started on. A lot of that stuff is off being rim treated right now, so I'm waiting on that to come back so I can really get into those. In the meantime, I did get an all-new project in yesterday. So this is Mike Taylor's B18C1 for STL. He brought me a multitude of bits and pieces. We've got a couple blocks, cylinder heads, crankshaft, bits and pieces. A lot of you guys probably know Mike. He's got a pretty good presence out on social media and is a good supporter of the SCCA, and he has had a few engine issues over the years, so finally decided to pay me a visit and dropped off all of his stuff. We're going to see if we can turn this into something that will not only make a bunch of power but also be very reliable for him. So this is yet another project for this winter engine building season. And speaking of which, Jake, your car is on the lift, buddy. I've got the water drained out of it. The exhaust is off. It's actually on the main lift. I am actually going to get to this project. I know you're probably not going racing until Hallett, but I know the car's been sitting here a while. I'm going to see if I can actually get after it here pretty soon. In the meantime, I know we had talked about the Cadillac coming back. For those of you that have been watching these videos, you know which Cadillac I'm talking about, the GT1 car. Well, he had a little bit of an extracurricular activity at the runoffs this year, so after the runoffs, it went and got itself a new body installed. Check this out, guys. Brand new 2022 Camaro body from ACP. I can't tell you how much happier I am with this body than the Cadillac in a number of different ways. It's going to create a lot of downforce through the splitter, through these big dive planes. But the thing that I really like, and it reminds me of my Z3, there is absolutely no flat forward facing nose. The Cadillac was basically straight across in the front. This has a really nice bullet shape. When you flip around here and look at the Z3, this is one of the things I always thought made the Z3 very aerodynamic as well. One point here in the middle, and then the air focuses around the car. This car is doing a lot of the same thing. The other thing that's really great about this new setup is that we're going to be excavating all of the hot air from the oil cooler and the radiator out through the nose with this extremely nice looking carbon fiber ductwork piece. So this sits right on top of the radiator. You can see it's really light, and this will come right up and excavate all of the air up through the hood. That's going to do a couple of things. It's going to get a lot of the heat out, and it's also going to pull a lot of pressure out from under the hood. So when we roll across the top of the car, we've got a much larger wing too, and maximum size end plates. You can see how close they are to the body, and a fresh, newly designed wing. And I'll tell you, everything on this car just fits so nice. The guys really did a nice job fitting this new body to this chassis. So this is going to be the third different body style that's been on this chassis, but underneath they did a really good job attaching everything. You can see the body lines line up really nice. It's all carbon fiber, super light, probably going to lighten this car up quite a bit, so we'll be getting it on the scales as well. Make some spring rate changes so we can compensate for some of the extra downforce, and actually bringing the air in now for the carburetor through these openings here into two 6-inch ducts that wrap around the airbox, and then up into where the carburetor sits, up into that main airbox section. So I'm sure you guys will get a chance to see a lot more of this car over the next season. We've got a bunch of work to do to this car. We're going to try and get this car to Sebring, which is 3 weeks away. We'll see. Ordered a bunch of parts and pieces. The car's not finished. John's going to get it wrapped, make it look good. So this is going to be a lot of fun to watch over the next season, hopefully. We've also got one of these chill out coolers. Rather than back in the old days, of course, everybody knew about these. You just had a shirt and you've got ice, and you'd have to refill it all the time. Well, these chill out coolers use this special coolant that runs through the lines, and this is actually like I don't know the specific name for it, but it's a cooler, and it chills this fluid and it just circulates, and there's its own little freezer that we'll be using for that. So we've got that to put in and set up, and a million other things to get done. So big project going on. I'll get to chipping away on this while I'm also working on all of the engines in Jake's car, and I need to get Mike Fro's engine going, and I need to get Doug Weaver's car back in here because he's going to go racing in Coda. Those two cars are currently in storage, so lots to do in the next 2 months, but as always, I'm up to the task, so we're just going to keep pushing forward and just chipping away on the BMW every week. Just keep chipping away. Finalized the front brakes, got the rear shocks, and actually all the shocks reset from the rain race. So just chipping away on my list. That's how you do it. As you guys know, I've said it a million times. I think I say it probably every week, don't I? Whatever, I'm going to beat it into you until you do it. So can't wait to get to Christmas this weekend, guys. Hope you have a great Christmas with your friends and family. Next week we will have our last shop tour, and hopefully we will see some progress on the Camaro. And you guys have a great weekend. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you real soon. Take care. Have a great Christmas.